Hi everybody, how are you all? Welcome back and greetings to you all. Myself David Raju Kulluri, working as Associate Professor, Department of CSE from St. Peter's Engineering College. Today we are going to see in this video structures and unions. Before discussing about the structures and unions, I would like to thank Almighty God for this wonderful opportunity. This structures and unions topic comes under second unit of programming for problem solving subject. Now we will see structures and unions with respect to definition, purpose, declaration syntax, creating structures, structure variables, memory allocation, initialization, accessing elements, applications, and example program. Now, what is meant by a structure? Structure is collection of elements is of different data types. It is because of different data types. It is also called as dissimilar data types. Because of different or dissimilar data types, this structure is also called as a heterogeneous data type or heterogeneous type. This structure is also comes under derived data type. Why it is called derived data type? We'll see. Collection of elements. Those elements may be one element is character, another element is integer, some other element is floating point type. What are all these types? Character, integer, float. These are all primary data types, also called as basic or fundamental data types. So this structure is means what? A collection of elements. What are those elements? Maybe integer, character, float. So without using character, integer, float, is it possible to discuss about structures? Not possible. That's why the structures derived from primary or basic or fundamental data types. That's why structure is also called as a derived data type. Not only derived, it is also called as heterogeneous because of different or dissimilarity terminology. Okay, why we need to go for structures? What is the main purpose of structures? The main purpose of structures is to overcome the drawback of an array, that is array variable. What is the drawback of an array variable? Array variable always can store collection of elements. Different set of elements is of same type. It cannot hold, array variable cannot hold different types of elements. Different type of multiple elements cannot be stored under a particular array variable. That is the main drawback. So to overcome this particular drawback, we are supposed to use structures. So structures is alternative for that particular arrays drawback. Now we will see this particular structure. That is, if you want to solve any problem by using structures, we need to know the declaration syntax and how to and creating the structure variable and memory allocation, initialization, accessing elements, applications, and example program. Then only we can solve different problems by using the structures. Now we will see these points one by one. Then coming to structure syntax, that is also called as declaration syntax. Before using any variable, what we have to do? First we need to declare. Similarly, before using structures, what we have to do? We need to declare structure. If you want to declare structure, we need to start with keyword struct, and we need to give, just like variable name, structure name also we need to specify. That is called structure name. Keyword struct and structure name, and the structure name is also called as tag name. This struct is also called as keyword, and starting from open base, that means in between open base as well as closing base. Different variables need to be declared with the help of the primary or derived data types. Then it is called, those are called primary, that is members of the structures. These are all called members of the structure. And these members need to be declared with the help of data type, that is either it may be primary data type or derived data type. And after declaring all these numbers in between pair of curly braces, the structure need to be terminated with one special symbol that is called a semicolon. So structure declaration must and should be terminated with a semicolon. That's why not specified over here. Each and every structure must and should be terminated with a semicolon. Once we terminate this particular semicolon, this whole part is called structure template. It's called structure template. That structure template need to be terminated with a semicolon properly. That is about a structure declaration. So with the help of this structure declaration syntax, we can declare different structures. Now, the example for that particular one is based on that particular syntax. So one student structure declared. That is, this is called keyword, and this is called a tag name, and this is called a student structure, and members. These are the members declared. This name, roll number, and the percentage of marks declared with the primary data types, character, int, as well as float. So, and this whole structure terminated with semicolon properly. And if I want to access these members, that is name, roll number, marks, I need one structure variable. That structure variable need to be created. So I can create that particular structure variable in two ways. That is, one is within the template, another one is out of the template. By using these two, I can I can create structure variables. I can create structure variables. So that is what is within the template. Within the template means already structure declared over here. So one closing brace is there, and semicolon is also there. In between the open brace and the semicolon, if you declare any variable like this, that one specified over here. You see, S1 is in between closing brace and semicolon. This concept is called declaring structure variable in between closing brace and semicolon is called in the template concept. Like this, you can. That is the meaning of this one is struct student S1. That is struct student S1. That is the meaning. So this is about within the template. Immediately, what compiler will do by seeing this, compiler will allocate memory for that S1. And even I can create structure variable out of the template also. Out of the template means after semicolon. See, this is the semicolon. After this particular semicolon, after this particular semicolon, I can declare like this. That is within the main function. This statement must and should be within the main function. So immediately compiler allocate memory for this particular variable also, like this. So then with the help of either F2 by using F2 or by using S1, I can access all these members. Even by using F2 also I can access all these members. So to access all these members, two important operators plays vital role. Those operators are, first one is dot operator, and the one is arrow operator. That arrow not displayed over here. That is called this is called arrow operator. This is called arrow operator. Dot operator as well as arrow operator will be used. Then we have to use the dot operator. Then we have to use arrow operator. Will be discussed with the help of example. Now, in this case, in the previous example, two structure variables created, that is S1 as well as S2. And these two variables occupy 16 bytes of memory. 16 bytes. Why 16 bytes? Just go back. In this case, let us consider in this example, this is what is the size of this one? 10 bytes. What is the size of integer? 2 bytes. What is the size of float? 4 bytes. 10 plus 2 plus 4 is what? 16. So initially compiler allocates memory for this S1 16 bytes and S2 also 16 bytes. So members will not occupy memory separately now. Why? Because this structure variables S1 and S2 not yet linked with member variables with the help of dot operator. That's why you can observe this particular note over here. That is unless and until structure variables, these two structure variables linked with member variables. What are the members? Name, roll number, percentage of marks. If these structure variables not linked with member variables, memory for those member variables will not be allocated. Those members will not occupy memory, separate memory. So we need to keep this particular point in your mind. Then how to link these structure variables with the help of those member variables? You see in this example. So to link that one, that means why we need to link to initialize those structure variables. So initialization part, we can initialize structure variables in two ways. One is static initialization, another one is dynamic initialization. Static initialization always possible with the help of static initialization always possible with the help of assignment operator, and dynamic initialization possible with the help of scanf function. So by using assignment operator, I can initialize the created structure variables S1 as well as S2 specified, not specified over here. Assume that S2 also created. So this S1 and S2 I can initialize in two ways. That is by using assignment operator as well as scanf function. In the case of assignment operator, I can specify all the elements within the pair of curly braces. So what is name? XYZ. What is roll number? 111. What is the percentage of marks? 95.50. And not only this, I can by using assignment operator, I can initialize member by member separately with the help of assignment operator. But in the case of name, string name cannot be copied with the help of assignment operator. So already in the previous video, we already discussed about the string handling functions. By using string strcpy function, and copy name into name. So with the help of this one, you can understand this one with the help of this diagram. That is S1 dot name is what? ABC. S1 dot name is ABC. This one stored in the particular location. Next, S1 dot roll number is what? S1 dot roll number is 333. Next, S1 dot percentage of marks is what? 90.50. Like that, all these numbers will occupy separate memory, and into that particular allocated memory, corresponding values will be. So that is about S1. And coming to S2, for example, let us consider this S2 initialize dynamically. In the case of dynamic initialization, scanf function will be used. What is the main drawback in the case of static initialization? That is whatever elements, that is A, B, C, 333, 90.50, these elements are fixed. During program execution, if I want to change the name ABC to some other name, roll number 333 to some other roll number, percentage of marks 90.50 to some other percentage, it's not possible. After completion of the program execution, what I have to do? I need to go back with the help of editor, the program itself. I need to change. While executing the program, it's not possible. If I want to change those values during program execution, that is possible with the help of scanf function. That is printf enter name, roll number, percentage of marks. Here values not specified. Okay, asking us to enter. So through keyboard you can enter any name, any roll number, any percentage of marks. Those names, that name, that roll number, that percentage of marks will be transferred to corresponding location and stored in the corresponding location. This XYZ 777 can be changed during program execution only, not fixed, and be varied. That is the main advantage in the case of dynamic initialization. Previously, 16 bytes of memory allocated for S1 and S2. Now that 16 bytes separated into 10 bytes, 2 bytes, and 4 bytes according to the data types size. That is about structures initialization, static as well as dynamic. Dynamic initialization, static initialization. And coming to accessing of structure members. If I want to access structure members, two important operators, that is dot operator as well as arrow operator need to be used. So this dot operator is used to link structure variable with member variable, and this arrow operator is used to link structure variable with member variable. When we have to use dot, when we have to use arrow, that we will discuss with the help of example program. If P1 is a pointer type variable, then in that particular case, we are supposed to use arrow operator. If P1 is ordinary variable, then we are supposed to use dot operator. So structure variable by dot, member variable, structure variable by arrow, that is member variable. In this case, any one of the variable qualified as pointer, then arrow operator will be used. If both are ordinary, then dot operator will be used. That we will discuss with the help of example. So in this example, structure members initialization and accessing and printing concept will be discussed. Let us consider employee structure along with the structure variable E1 declared. In this, first compiler allocate memory for ID. So integer 2 bytes. So 2 bytes will be allocated, and a name character 1 byte. But how many? One size 50. So total 50 locations will be allocated. So starting from 1, 2, 3, and so on, 50. That is, last location will be obviously 49. First location will be the 0th location. This 49, that is 0. So then to keep these values into the location, so here e1.id static initialization 101 will be stored here, and strcpy e1.name, that is Sunny. So that is 50 locations allocated. So each and every character will be stored in the corresponding location. Remaining the memory locations will be listed. Last one will be \0. And after allocating, keeping all these elements in the corresponding locations, you can access from the memory and you can display the help of printf statement. That is, employee ID is e1.id. What is e1.id? 101 will be displayed. And the printf employee name is employee1 name is e1.name. What is name? And name will be displayed. That is about initializing as well as printing or displaying the corresponding elements of that structure E1. Then this program illustrates the reading, finding total, and finding average. That is, this program illustrates few concepts like so far we have discussed how to create structure. So structure created, and in this member variables are there. This member is called array string variable, and this is called integer type array. So these two concepts will be treated as arrays within the structure, concept, and within the main function, for the above student structure variable s1 created. Immediately compiler allocate memory for structure variable s1. It is first that will allocate memory for this name. Once this particular s1 linked with all these members, immediately total how many bytes? 10 plus 2 plus 6, 18, 18 plus 2, 20, 20 plus 4, 24. Total 24 bytes of memory will be allocated, and this 24 bytes of memory will be separated accordingly whenever these members linked with structure variable. Then first 10 bytes, then 2 bytes of memory will be allocated, then 6 bytes, then total will occupy 2 bytes, and average 4 bytes, that will occupy 4 bytes. Like this, compiler will allocate 24 bytes to S1, and that 24 bytes will be separated into corresponding locations for those members whenever those members linked with a structure variable. In this printf statement, so s1.name, s1.roll number linked with structure variable, so memory is separated, and 6 subject of marks. So here 6 subjects of marks we can read. First we need to read name of the structure. So while reading name, no need to specify address operator because string name itself contains base address. And after, for example, name provided here is, for example, ABC. For example, the next one is s1.roll number. You entered roll number some 111. Then next one is subject marks. So for 6 subject marks, 6 times I need to repeat. So internally This for loop will be used to read 6 subject marks. While reading 6 subject marks, address operator need to be specified. Once you enter marks from the keyboard, those values will be transferred to corresponding locations. Subject marks will be entered. Then after entering each and every subject marks, that will be added to total. What is the value of total initially? 0. For example, first subject marks 60 will be added to 0. Second subject marks 70, 70 will be added to 60, 130. Then third subject 70, 130 plus 70, 200. Like that. After reading, those marks will be added to total. Finally, whenever this condition falls after reading 6 subject marks, 6 subject total will be calculated, and whenever condition falls, it comes out of the loop. Then with the help of the total, I can calculate average. Then the same details, that is name and subject, that roll number, subject marks, along with the total and average, I can display with the help of this statement. This program illustrates reading structured numbers to keyboard, that is dynamic initialization, and finding total of subject marks, and calculating average and displaying the same details. That is about arrays within the structure concept, also illustrated in this program. Then coming to unions. What is meant by a union? Union is also similar to structures. Union is similar to structures. In this case, the main syntax, first we need to use union keyword, then union name. Under that, within the pair of curly braces, we are supposed to declare union members with the help of different primary or derived data types. That is with the help of primary or derived data types. And all these members are also called as union members. And these are any primary or derived data types. And this whole part is called template, union template. That a template need to be terminated with a semicolon. Don't forget to put semicolon to terminate the union. We are supposed to terminate a union with the help of semicolon, similar to structures. But in this case, only largest member will occupy memory. That we will see with the help of the example. So in this union, student union declared. Meanwhile, one S1 variable also declared. So immediately, compiler allocates memory for this S1 10 bytes only. Why? Because the largest among these three is, this is 10 bytes, this is 2 bytes, and this is 4 bytes. So among these three, 10 bytes is the largest. So always union variable will occupy 10 bytes of memory. That is the largest number of the union. And all these members will share the same memory location. That is about union example, syntax and example. Then coming to, you see an example program related to unions. That is student union. In these 3 members, 20, 20, and float 4. So among these 3, 20 is the largest. So compiler will allocate 20 bytes of memory. 20 bytes of memory. Then two union variables declared, that is record 1 and record 2. So compiler will allocate 20 bytes of memory for record 1 as well as record 2 also. So record 2 also 20 bytes of memory. Then this first name member linked with first union variable record 1. So in that particular case, that will access this particular location, this particular location, and in this location, Razu will be stored. First Razu will be stored. Then next one is same location will be accessed with the help of record 1's union variable, and this in this location next maps will be stored. Maps. After that, the help of record 1 percentage member accessed. So percentage means that will access same location. That will keep 86.50. See the same location all these 3. So but First Raju, later on this mass replace overwritten Raju overwritten with mass, then mass overwritten with 86.50. Now the memory which value, which element available 86.50 only. If you display all those things with the help of these printf statements, that will not display all the numbers, only that will display 86.50. Because at a time memory can hold any one of the member. That's the main drawback. But the advantage is that the memory wastage will be, in the case of structures, more space utilization is there, but in this case union, that memory space reduced. So this, in this case, this is the main drawback. That's why you are not supposed to display all the elements at a time. But in this case, for record 2, so first record 2, Nani copied into this one. The same Nani displayed with the help of printf statement. The next one, physics copied into record 2, physics, and the same physics will be displayed. Then percentage 99.50 copied, and same thing accessed and displayed. So all the members accessed and displayed without any problem. So, but in the previous case, all the members initialized at a time and all the members displayed at a time. So, but only 86.50 will be displayed. But in this case, one after another, all the members accessed, all the members initialized, all the members accessed and displayed in a proper manner without any problem. That is about union example. Then coming to structures, the difference between structures and unions. This is a very important question. External exam point of view, this is a 10 marks question. If you want to score 10 out of 10, you are supposed to write these 10 points. If you write these 10 points, you can score 10 out of 10. Now, first thing, what is the keyword of structure? The keyword of the structure is structure. The keyword of union is union, all lowercase letters only. The definition of structure is collection of elements is of different or dissimilar data types. That's why it is also called as heterogeneous. And union definition, collection of elements is of different or dissimilar data types. That's why it is also called as heterogeneous. That's why do. Then syntax of structures, that is same as union, and union is the same as a structure. But what is that syntax? The syntax of structure is starts with struct keyword, structure name, open brace, data type 1, member variable 1, data type 2, member variable 2, and data type n, member variable n, closing brace, semicolon. Similarly, this is the syntax of union is also similar to structures that we already discussed in the previous example. That is, this is the syntax. This is the syntax of unions. If you replace this union keyword with struct keyword, then that will be the structure syntax, remaining as it is. So that is about syntax of structures as well as unions. Structure syntax is same as union. Union syntax is same as structures. But only the thing is keyword only difference. In structure struct, union keyword will be used. And coming to fourth difference, that is creating variables. How to create variables? In two ways. That is by using within the template, out of the template. We already discussed in the previous with the help of previous slide. We discussed in structures within the template, out of the template. The same thing we can use in union also. That is within the template, out of the template. Both structure as well as union variables can be created. And coming to operators used in the case of structures are dot operator as well as arrow operator. Same dot as well as arrow operators will be used in the case of unions also. Then memory allocation. This is the main difference in the case of structures. Each and every member will occupy separate memory. Separate memory in the sense like For character array, 10 bytes. Integer array, that is integer number, roll number, 2 bytes. Percentage of marks, 4 bytes. Like this, memory will be allocated separately in the case of structures. But in the case of unions, the largest number, only largest number, that is 10 bytes. Character type of array, 10 bytes will be allocated. All remaining members will share at the same memory location. That is about memory allocation. I mean, initialization. How to initialize the structure members? You can initialize structure members statically as well as dynamically. What's the drawback in the case of static initialization? That is fixed. Whatever the values, elements specified in the program, those are fixed, cannot be changed during program execution. But in the case of dynamic initialization, you can provide elements according to your wish. In the case of unions also, same static as well as dynamic we can use, but a dynamic initialization is no use. If we can initialize union variables by using a dynamic initialization concept, but no use. Only one member will be available in the memory. That's why no use of dynamic initialization. That's why better to avoid dynamic initialization. Better to use only static initialization in a proper manner. Then coming to accessing members. So because each and every member having its own location, so we can keep all those elements in the corresponding locations. Whenever required to perform different operations, those elements, those members can be accessed anytime without any restriction. That's why any member can be accessed. But in this case, unions, only one member, whatever member is there in the memory location, that member value only can be accessed to perform some operation. Then operations performed in the case of structures or arithmetic as well as logical operations you can perform. Same operations you can perform in the case of unions also without any restriction. And in the case of structures, the size means here 10 bytes plus 2 bytes plus 4 bytes, total 16 bytes. That is sum of all structure members will be the size of structures, and the largest number of the union will be the size of the union. That is 10 bytes over here. That is about 10 marks question. If you write these 10 points, and with the help of these 10 points, if you explain structures and unions with example program, you can write even 11th point, that is example program. You can score 10 out of 10 marks very easily. I hope the difference between structures and unions is clear to you all. Then coming to the size difference between structures and unions, whatever the differences discussed so far, in that the main difference is size that we'll discuss. In this case, union declared, then structure declared, that is student union job and structure job. With the help of union job declared, with the help of structure job declared. In both cases, in the case of union, the largest member, that is name is the largest member that will occupy memory like this, 2 bytes. And in the case of union structures, each and every member will occupy separate memory. So name 32 bytes, then salary 4 bytes, worker number integer type, so 2 bytes, total 32 plus 4 plus 2, it is total 38 bytes memory will be allocated for this. And if we display with the help of printf statement, then we can display in this case 32 for union and 38 for structure. That's the difference between structure and union with respect to size. Then array of structures. For example, let us consider the classroom scenario. How many students are there? How many members are there in the classroom? 60 members. I want to create 60 members details, name, roll number, subject marks, and their percentage. All these details I want to create for how many members? 60 members. In that particular case, how many structure variables need to be created? 60 structure variables need to be created. Literally S1, S2, S3, and so on. Yes. Is it necessary? 60 variables means the length of the program will be increased. So why to increase length? So meanwhile, not only length, the frustration also will be increased. To avoid that particular frustration, to reduce length, what we have to do? We need whatever the structure declared. Let us consider car structure. I want to create a total 10 cars details respect to make, model, and its year. I want to create these three details of 10 different types of 10 cars. So those 10 cars with respect to make, model, as well as year. In that particular case, how many structure variables need to be created? Declared 10 different. Instead of declaring 10 structure variables, I can declare array variable like this. That is array underscore car of 10. So this is called array of structures concept. So instead of declaring 10 different structure variables, this one, this concept is we can use. This concept we can use. That we will discuss with the help of next slide. You see, in this struct car array car of 10. By seeing this, compiler allocates 10 memory locations. In the first memory location, that is the 0th location, contains first car details. That is car of 0 means first car make, first car model, first car value. Like the second, third, and so on. Ninth means 10th car, its make, its model, and its value. So that means 10 different cars, make, model, value information can be maintained instead of declaring 10 different structure variables. By declaring array of structures concept, by declaring array variable, we can maintain. That is about array of structures example. Even student details also we can. So here struct student of S of 60. So then what happens? I can create 60 students. In that particular case, 60 memory locations. Each and every memory location will be treated as one student. That one student contains name, roll number, 6 subject marks, and percentage of marks. That is about array of structures that we can understand with the help of the example program. So this example program, this is student structure, and for this student structure variable declared, that is array underscore student of max. What is max? Max is 2 here. Even you can take max 60 value also. To understand very easily, let us consider only 2. So by seeing this one, compiler allocates memory. So what is that memory? Compiler will allocate memory for that array student array variable like this. So how many locations? 2 locations. What is the first location? That is this is 0th structure element. This is 1. 0th structure element contains what? First name, next roll number, and I, and next marks. Like that, second structure element also same name, roll number, I, and marks. Like this, memory will be allocated, and the corresponding elements will be transferred to whatever the elements provided to keyboard. Those elements will be transferred to the corresponding locations, and the same details can be displayed with the help of for loop as well as printf statement in this way. To read elements, for loop and scanf statement, which is to read name, roll number, marks, all those things. After that, same thing can be displayed. So if you execute this particular program, then you can obtain output in this way. That is first thing is name, roll number and mark entered. Then second student SIM, roll number, marks. In this case, what happens? Compiler first allocates memory like this. So this is first structure for ZIM. All the ZIM details will be stored here, and all the SIM details will be stored here. So ZIM name, then ZIM roll number, and the ZIM percentage of marks. Similarly, SIM name, SIM roll number, and his percentage of marks will be stored in this format. And if you want to display these details, so for loop and printf statements with the help of that one, that information can be displayed in this format. That is about array of structures. Only two students details displayed over here. Help of their name, roll number, and percentage of marks. Even you can also create for 60 students. Those 60 students details, name, roll number, subject marks, percentage of marks, all those things can be displayed. So this is 0th student, first student, second student, and so on. 60th student details, name, roll number, subject marks, percentage of marks can be stored and can be displayed in a proper manner with the help of array of structures concept. Then coming to end of the video. So far, in this video, so far we have discussed the structure definition, the purpose of the structures, the declaration of the structures, memory allocation of the structure, initialization of the structure, accessing structure members with the help of structure variable with the help of dot operator as well as arrow operator. Then we discussed unions, declaration, memory allocation, initialization, accessing, and the difference between structures and unions also discussed. An array of structures. All these points we discussed with the help of example program. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you all.